Oh, really a big game. India have to bat really well. There is a bit of cloud cover here, which might assist the fast bowling. The new ball bowlers, if they bowl in the right areas, will get a little bit of assistance. It's very, very important for the Indian openers to get off to a good, decent start. You can already see the change in the batting order. Robin Uthappa is partnering Saurav Ganguly. Nowhere in the Sehwag at the top of the order. There you go, the young man. Great opportunity for him. He's a good player. Missed out on the last occasion. Very early in his one-day cricket. It's a more experienced Ganguly. It's the top scorer in the last match. Good strike rate, very good average. And it's up to him to come good today as well. Morning, David Lloyd.
Good morning, Sievert. Could be a difficult morning against a better attack. Bermuda winning the toss and electing to bowl first. It's humid, it's overcast, it's almost a bowling morning. It's telling you to bowl first this morning. Expect some swing and some movement. Slight change, as we've seen in the India team. Sehwag drops down the order. Uthappa opens the batting. They've had a real wake-up call. The Indian team having been beaten soundly by Bangladesh. Absolute must-win situation for India today. Bermuda, no pressure whatsoever, having fun.
Kevin Hurdle, it'll be to start with the new ball from the media end. The economy rate on the higher side. Bowled a few wide deliveries in his first spell the other day. Just a slip and a man at short cover, the two men catching. Just three on the leg side. Robin Uthappa will take strike. Just get the feeling the short cover might be a position because the ball does stop on the batsman in the first part. Normally find two slips in position, but one slip and a short cover. Still tell the nerves in his face for Uthappa. Here we go. Ball number one. Hurdle to Uthappa. Bit of swing.
Well, it'll swing all right. The conditions are perfect. I feel that India, if they had won the toss this morning, would have elected to bowl first also. You can see the swing, gentle swing, 74 miles an hour. Two changes for Bermuda. Mukaddeem and Smith go out. Outerbridge and Jones come into the team. Just one change for India. Harbhajan Singh misses out. Anil Kumble comes back into the team.
Just the one spinning option again for India. It's the Bermuda lineup. Mukaddeem, who reasonably well in the last match, is out. Smith is out. Outerbridge and Jones get a game. Virendra Sehwag slated to come at number 3. Bat very deep till Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but it's the openers that's got to lay the foundation. Again, bit of swing on the full. Wasn't hit. Normally likes to hit it. Robin Uthappa.
Got a measured approach from Kevin Hurdle today. He bowled 11 no balls in the previous game. Weighed in also with 5 wides. And he is a gentle pace. Very tall bowler, 75 miles an hour.
First runs. Just a gentle push from Robin Uthappa. Will be relieved to get off the mark. But good running in the end. Picks up 3.
I think they've got to be prepared to do some hard running, India, because the outfield is still lush. Heavy dew this morning.
Also the kind of pitch where you can't hit through the line. You've got to wait for the ball to come on to you. Play as close to the body as possible. Saurav Ganguly will be on strike. Again, a very similar field with the ball swinging into the left-hander. Slip in a short cover in position. Started much better. Hurdle in this match. He's not looking to bowl quick. Just looking to bowl a lot straighter. See a man at slip, there's a man at short cover. And a couple of men square of the wicket for the square drive. Ganguly is very, very strong in that area. Done their homework. Bermuda.
India's 57th World Cup match. This is for the record. They've won 31, lost 24, drawn 1. They were winners in 1983, where they beat the West Indies at Lord's. Runners-up in 2003, in Johannesburg, South Africa, when they lost to Australia. Heavyweight team in this competition.
Good delivery. Right into the block hole. Not very quick, not providing the pace. First over gone is 3 for no loss.
Predictable, gentle swing, I would say. What would he give Kevin Hurdle to be 10 miles an hour quicker? To see a top ball in these conditions would be a real examination of any team. Just look at the cloud cover there. That's the Indian lineup today. Spoke to Zaire Khan this morning, and in his own way he was saying it was so disappointing the first game against Bangladesh. Yes, Zaire Khan was reflecting on the Bangladesh game and was saying that it didn't happen for India as a team. It was almost like a lethargy. Got to get that out of your system. Great conditions, Seaver. Just look at that cloud. It's so humid out there. I'm just thinking of bowlers that I'd like to see this morning. Bowlers maybe of yesteryear. I'd like to see Waqar Younis. I'd like to see Wasim Akram. Just have a roll out there today. Andrew Caddick maybe from England. Darren Gough. Ambrose, Walsh.
Edged and taken. What a catch! That's a stunning catch. Sensational catch. He's celebrating. It's happening. It's happening for Bermuda. Leverock the catcher.
He's on a lap of honour. Where is he? He ain't over there. He's miles away. Here he is, the big man. The fridge has opened. He's flown like a gazelle. I can't believe it. A brilliant catch. Boys, you need another 9 wickets. The game isn't over. What a stunner. Take a look at this. He sets off now. He's on his way. The earth shook. What a catch. Oh, what a catch. The big man. He's off. And we get a dance as well. Sensational start. Uttarpar's gone for 3. 3 for 1 India.
Unbelievable start. Malaki Jones Well, he's emotional at the moment. The 17-year-old playing his first match in the World Cup. In his first over, picking up a wicket. First delivery.
Well, he's in tears, the lad. What scenes. His first World Cup game, his first delivery, his first wicket. Leverock, the big un, he's off. The young boy, it may be tears of joy, but they absolutely squashed him. He was at the bottom of the pile. Leverock's dancing around the ground. The young boy has so much emotions, not him, the bowler. Leverock, we've not finished, we need another 9 wickets. I can't pick him up, put him down.
That should be a wide. Maybe Leverock was running in the direction where his mum's sitting. He was in mid-off celebrating. The rest of the team was at mid-wicket celebrating.
See, but this is going to be a long over. There is so much emotion out there. Terrific catch. Oh, there's a lot going to happen here. Which way should I go? Get out the way. It's all moving again. Now this is at the other end of the ground, the bowler, Malachi Jones, on a lap of honour. They can't catch him. First ball of his spell, and then they squash him.
Nervous times for Virendra Sehwag now. A lot will go through his mind at this stage.
The only thing I've seen anything close to this was Tino Bess for the West Indies. The same sort of celebrations. He's under there somewhere. Please don't let that Leverock get on top of them. Such an emotional time. Good boy, 17. Well, we're not going to tire of this. There's all sorts of upsets in this World Cup. I don't want any kisses from him. Here's the young chap. He can't get up. Terrific. And one for good luck. Put him down. You don't know where he's been.
Virendra Sehwag, even against Bermuda, is not playing the opposition. He's playing his mind. Not very good at the moment.
Well, what a start to the game. Having fun, Bermuda. They said they were here to have fun. Enjoy the cricket. It's not funny, is it, when you're being beaten, but you get those little pockets of success. Priceless.
Terrific numbers. The recent past hasn't been good. That's a good line. Very good line. He's also got 2 slips in position now.
Well, the coaches will be saying that get your heartbeat down, get your rate down, relax. He's 17. He's just taken a wicket with his first delivery. He's got a top player out. He's going to be up there in the clouds. Let's just say also that he's put some good deliveries together here. 79 miles an hour he is.
Nicely played. Good strike from Virendra Sehwag. Will get off the mark with a boundary. Eventful over comes to an end. 2 overs gone, 8 for 1.
Well, the jewel of the World Cup so far. Bermuda against the might of India. Sehwag just settles his own nerves. Caresses the ball through the offside. 8 for 1 after 2. What an event.
A change in batting order hasn't worked. Uthappa back early. Anil Kumble getting a game here ahead of Harbhajan Singh. And what a shot. Really presenting the full face of the bat. More of a back foot cover drive than the square cut that's got him into trouble. Surprised by the short delivery.
Well, what a catch it was. Dwayne Leverock, a real character. He's standing at first slip, second slip and third slip. He's covering the whole lot. He's so memorable for these teams like Bermuda. Not expected to win a game, but you get your success, you get a highlight. It was a great catch.
Just cut down on his pace for accuracy. Kevin Hurdle.
Well, seasoned cricketers around the world will look at these conditions and see Kevin Hurdle, the novice opening bowler, see the movement that he's getting. This is a bowling morning, mate. No mistake.
Well, I think they've got to adopt conventional methods. Olden days, one-day cricket. Keep wickets in hand and score in the end. That's what Sri Lanka did against Bermuda. You can see those fielders, 7 inside the ring. The ones on the leg side are fairly okay. The ones on the offside are walking in from outside the ring. See the man at point, cover. That's where Virendra Sehwag will have to work on soft hands. Fairly deep. Man at point, man at cover. He's got to look to pick up singles and rotate strike. See, just on top of the circle at the time of delivery. And he's trying to hit it hard. He needs to play with soft hands at the moment. Also, the equation today, it's not only about winning. They've got to make up the net run rate. As the offside field is showing you again. As the bowler walks back to the run-up. Just look for that gap. Maneuver singles. Overstepping.
Well, we're into game 3 in Group B. Next game in 2 days' time is Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh. That'll be a good game, but just take note of that one. 23rd of March. That is the big game in this group. India versus Sri Lanka. You just mentioned, Siva, that an exercise here for India is to improve the run rate. It's so difficult to predict cricket match results, but you'd expect India to win this game against Bermuda. But they will need to beat Sri Lanka. I'm absolutely certain they'll need to beat Sri Lanka to qualify in the group, so run rates will be vital. They need a big score here.
Misfield struck nicely, quick outfield. Second boundary for Virendra Sehwag to end the over. India 14 for 1.
So 2 boundaries for India. Kevin Hurdle way back on the creases presents a half volley which Sehwag puts away. This is good for Sehwag. He's been out of sorts. He needs time at the crease. He needs to get a score to build his confidence for other matters later on.
Well, he'll be hoping it's his day today. good to see him pressing the full face of the bat. And also the misfield. I think the bowler would have been disappointed. Good follow through as well.
Siva, how long has he been in the doldrums? How long has he been lacking form? Because he was one of the premier one-day players in the world, Sehwag.
He hasn't got 100 in the last 3 years. Highest score has been 92.
Do you feel that it's right that India stick with him and back the talent? Would they expect them to come through a trough that he's had? He was a sensational player at the top of the innings who got the innings off to a flyer. But they have stuck with him.
They have, simply because of his experience. And he's not technically very sound like Rahul Dravid. His batting depends more on a steady head, hand-eye coordination. Should be a wide down the leg side. So just hoping that he will come good. The last time he was here in the West Indies, which is last summer, had a couple of good knocks in the one day, has bowled pretty well. So they think his off-spinning option will also be useful.
What is his character like? Does it worry him that he's not scoring runs, or is he a placid chap?
It doesn't worry him too much. Doesn't worry him too much, as long as well, it might worry him at the moment because plenty happening back home. But out in the centre by himself, he's a free man. He likes to play his shots. We've already seen a couple of boundaries, good boundaries. Just bats for another half hour, 40 minutes. A little bit of delay. Alim Dar, the umpire, attending to it. I think if he bats for an hour, he will have some sense of security of belonging there again. And he will get a big one.
You do get a lot of messing around at these cricket matches. Pulling and pushing with the screens, and umpires going the length of the ground. This was his dismissal in the last innings. Horrendous shot against Bangladesh.
Yeah, that particular shot that got him out last match, he was looking to play the square cut with the delivery coming in. And today he's picked up a couple of boundaries through the offside. What's heartening to see, if you look at these two boundaries, he's looking to hit straighter, not squarer. And that is a much better option. Much, much better option. A lot will depend on Saurav Ganguly as well to find out what the pitch is exactly like, because he's a good timer of the ball. Played almost 90 balls for a 66 the last time around.
Tell us about the feeling back home in India to that defeat by Bangladesh. What would be the reaction?
I just called up my wife to speak to her, and it's going to be a very expensive bill. Plenty happening. Most of the Indian supporters are more than disappointed. It's just wide. Lucky for India, no second slip. Lucky for Ganguly, but he will still get a boundary.
Well, this is a real good delivery. If he caught the last one, why has he not caught this? Outside edge, straight to second slip. It would have gone. Bermuda opting for one slip and a short extra cover as the catcher. It's in the right areas from the 17-year-old.
He's doing a few things different, Malaki Jones.
Problems again with the side screens. After that nick by Ganguly through the vacant second slip area, Dwayne Leverock has gone wider. That's impossible.
Hasn't timed it too well. We'll just get the single, Saurav Ganguly. It's important to rotate strike with the left-right combination out in the centre. Just mentioned it does a few things different. Look at that. He'd like to bowl seam up. He bowls a cross seam delivery. Conditions, cloudy conditions, still finding the outside edge. And humidity available. You can swing the ball if you bowl with a seam up. Conventional seam up. Now there are two slips in position for the right-hander. Four overs gone, 20 for 1.
Going along at 5 and over. Just assessing the pitch and the conditions. The young bowler has done terrifically well, Jones. Malachi Jones has bowled a good line and a good length, 17 years of age. He's got a good action as well. What an adventure for him.
Well, Bermuda won the toss and decided to bowl first. Early success. Picked up Robin Uthappa. A small little partnership developing between Sehwag and Ganguly. Covered boundaries for Virendra Sehwag. A streaky boundary for Ganguly.
Bermuda must be a beautiful place for holidays, and if any of you watching this telecast are going out there, you'll see a collection of these cricketers from all sorts of walks of life. Accountants, schoolmasters. Dwayne Leverock is a policeman. The lad at first slip, here he is. You don't mess with him. Policeman on Bermuda.
Good delivery, extra bounce. Well, he's having a good day today. Against Sri Lanka very early in the innings, Mahela Jayawardena was the batsman. When he was put down, that was a simpler catch compared to this one he took today. And another one at point. Well, these are sitters if you compare the catch that he took today. And look at this, magnificent. So much fuller length having Ganguly in his fodder border. Again, the conventional seam of delivery from Jones getting the outside edge. And he was having a ball. Dwayne Leverock was all over the place.
Oliver Pitcher there, 2-handicap golfer. Serious player. Another no ball. He's had problems, Kevin Hurdle, overstepping on that front line. And he's got a very leisurely run up. He doesn't charge in. And Malachi Jones doing the fielding.
Well, nicely played, good control. He's much better, waited for the ball to come onto him, playing late. And good diving effort. Isn't very easy, you've got to dive because the outfield is too quick. Two slips in position now, the short covers come out. Missed opportunity for Ganguly.
Well, this is that run-up for Kevin Hurdle. He's worried all the time about the front line. Glancing down, never really extends himself. He does stand upright at the crease. Well, he's got a decent bowling action without actually finishing it off. There's no real venom in the action.
That's a very good shout. Not everybody went up. Could be a tight call. How will the umpire?
just outside the line. Just manages to get outside the line of off stump, playing a shot. Ball would go on to hit the stumps, but by nature of being outside the line of the stumps and playing a shot, goes in the favour of the batsman.
Good over, good tidy over. India 23 for 1.
Well, I would say it's a gentle over. I think there's a lot more to come from Kevin Hurdle. He's so conscious of that front line. He never actually gets through his action. He's tall enough and he's upright at the crease. He never actually finishes off his action. If he did, I reckon he could bowl at 4 or 5 miles an hour quicker.
Well, India going at 4.6 runs to the over. I mentioned they need a partnership early in the innings. Plenty of batting remain. They need a good partnership to set it up quite nicely for Tendulkar, Dravid, Yuvraj Singh, Dhoni. Another good shot. This time it's gone squarer. Will be cut off in the deep. Sehwag picks up 2 more.
Not to the pitch of the ball, and very upright in his stance, Virender Sehwag. Just takes the ball on the rise.
Really wonder why he's bowling with a scramble seam. The wicket that he picked up, David, of Robin Uthappa. The last delivery that he bowled. Again, the scramble seam. You're not going to get much of deviation, much of swing. Good position, Virender Sehwag. What do you think? The wicket-taking delivery.
Well, he's wary of the ball swinging. He did bowl a wide early on. That's in a good position there. That's the first wicket, and so it's a conventional seam. See that catch again. Whoosh. I'll tell you something, Siva. He's got a decent action for a 17-year-old. He sure has.
He's blasted that, and that will disappear. That will disappear pretty quickly. Third boundary for Virender Sehwag.
He dropped short. Not just quick enough at just round about 80 miles an hour to drop that short and wide to Sehwag. But anybody would like what they see from a young 17-year-old opening the bowling. One for the ICC development, I'm sure, to get hold of this boy and really work him and learn him how to bowl with some good coaches around him.
Well, change in field after the boundary. The second slip has come to a short cover position. Well, there was a second slip earlier, that position, but it's been moved to this short cover position, and a couple of men square of the wicket for the square cut. But he's found the gap. Could this be Virender Sehwag's day? The whole of India will hope so. 6 overs gone, 33 for 1. All his boundaries have come on the offside. Again, the scramble seam, no deviation. He picked the length pretty early. Got into a good position, Sehwag. Does strike them really hard. Bermuda won the toss and decided to bowl first. Robin Uthappa was dismissed early, and Virendra Sehwag is looking in good touch. 4 boundaries. That was his 4th boundary. Last ball of the previous over. He's batting on 18. Ganguly, the man on strike. With a swing. Maybe an inside edge. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. Yes, there was a bit of inside edge. Good partnership between these two. 31 of 32 balls. Needs to keep going. And the partnership with the combox is John Wright and Ian Bishop.
So important from India's point of view that Virendra Sehwag finds some form. He's gone to 18, but he needs a lot more than that, Rahul Dravid, by his own admission. He's very adamant at the selection meeting in picking this World Cup squad that Sehwag be part of it. In fact, he scored, I think, 100 when India were out here at the Queen's Park Oval some 10 months ago. That would have been 92. But since then, he's only averaged 16 in 15 one-day internationals. He's gone past 50 once since then. Good morning to John Wright.
Good morning, Bish. Good morning, everybody. Swing and a miss. Just not the foot movement. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, though. But it's time that Sehwag delivered, as Ian Bishop mentioned, backed by his captain. Well, that's a great delivery. Doesn't matter what sort of form you're in, what sort of runs you've scored, when you get something like this, too good. Just, oof. Actually, you have to be in good form to hit those sometimes. So there is a bit in this wicket. There has been in the last 2 matches, and India have got the toughest option. They really have to today score well in excess of 300, because it's going to matter. It's so important that if they beat Sri Lanka, and providing they do, that it's going to boil down to run rate. And 350 could make a significant difference to that. And the other option, we heard David Lloyd say that Zahir Khan was mentioned that they were bowled, but there's the run difference, and Bangladesh with their noses in front, that could all change. But they play the last match against Bermuda, so that when they go into the Bermuda match, they will know exactly what they have to do. The critical match, of course, is on 23rd, India versus Sri Lanka.
Seven overs gone, 35 for 1. Overhead conditions facilitating seam and swing movement. Little 4 for 14, no wickets yet, but he swung the ball. Jones was the man to pick up the tapper.
India 35 for 1. Looking for a big total. Looking for a total well in excess of 300. That means that someone has got to get hundreds. Well, that's a typical Sourav Ganguly strategy. He likes to put pressure on the bowlers. He's making room. The bowler drops it in short. What Sourav hopes and knows is that if the bowler drops it in short, even if it's on the line of the stumps, it'll bounce over them. It looks high risk, but it's a strategy he's employed for many years.
One thing that Jones did with the previous delivery, which I was quite glad to see in some senses, was that he held the ball in a conventional manner with the seam down the track as opposed to holding the ball across the seam, as the previous commentators pointed out. He has been doing it because he bowled a wide after taking the wicket with his first ball, and I'm sure Gus Logie, the coach, would have placed a high premium on extras not being as high as it was in their first match. But when you hold the ball across the seam, it goes straight onto the bat if you don't hit the right length. He's holding it in a more conventional manner, which, like Hurdle, would facilitate a little bit of swing or a little bit of seam. I know it may bring problems with control. And there we go. If he hits the seam with this, holding the ball in the conventional manner, it may deviate and it may swing, which gives him a better chance. No absolute guarantee, but a better chance of upending the batsman, of deceiving him, of lowering him into a false shot. If he holds it across the seam, it just goes straight on. You can play through the line of it generally.
Yes, and I hope whoever's telling him or teaching him how to bowl tells him that a new ball's all about one thing, and that's getting wickets. So you have to hold the ball that gives you the maximum chance of getting wickets. And that's down the seam. Hasn't changed. And also he's growing in confidence. Wicket off his first ball, and that looks good. Very good. Straight up, straight down. And at 17, he's a prospect.
You see, that one just came in slightly. And it's so important to get the palm of your hand facing your target, the direction, the batsman in which you want the ball to travel, with the fingers pulling down on the seam. It helps to keep the seam upright at the point of release and on its travel down towards the batsman. It's a nice cocked wrist. Yeah, palm of the hand facing the target, and you'll just get a little bit of backspin on the ball, which keeps the seam nice and upright. That's a good example for Jones. And that's a good shot, because it was well controlled, not overhit. 8 overs gone, 40 for 1.
That's the Virender Sehwag we know and love. Beautifully balanced. Just pushing the hands through the line of the ball. Well, Sehwag, certainly he hasn't lost his shots. They're still there. I think the key for him is just to look to play straight. The square ones will just happen naturally.
I asked you the question about what you look for when Jayawardene was batting, when a player is out of form, what a sort of checklist that you go through. Just want to jump that in relation to Sehwag. You know him very well. Previous commentators talking about the fact he may not be someone that will be overly concerned about his bad run. Can you verify?
Well, for me, I look at how he sets up, how he stands, how he bends his knee. And the reason I say bend his knees is that you want his head to be perfectly still when the ball's delivered. And by that I mean that there is no sideways movement. His head not moving in this direction. Sideways. You want those eyes level and very still. And then he can play up and down the wicket. He's not going to be dragged across the wicket. He gets a good sight of the ball, but on delivery, head still. And we'll have a look at this delivery. Now just watch his head. Is it still, absolutely still when the ball's delivered? Is there any movement in this direction? Very little. And when he minimises that movement towards point, then you have straight back, perfect balance, eyes behind the ball. That's as good as it gets. And it allows him to see the length quickly. He's balanced, and then he can use those lovely hands. We'll have another look at this. Head still. Lovely balance. He'll pick this delivery's length very quickly, rocks forward onto the back foot, and then it's just a swing of the arms. And it all starts, funnily enough, with sometimes how much you bend your knees in your stance.
Just a little bit of rain starting to fall here at the Queen's Park Oval. We mentioned the fact that it was a little overcast. A gross understatement, really. Very cloudy here at the Queen's Park Oval. We've got the hills to the east, and often it's a problem as you get deeper into the cricket season. Around May, that those hills, you get the precipitation as it comes over. Rain often makes unwanted appearances here during the cricket. Trust and hope that it'll only be very brief. 9 overs gone, 46 for 1. Rate of scoring just over 5 at the moment. In overcast conditions here at the Queen's Park Oval. The run rate is so important for India. You assume that winning will be something they will do in this match. Once they get a good start, in conditions where the ball has swung, it has seemed it's assisted Jones and Hurdle, the opening bowlers for Bermuda. They'll be building up to a crescendo, the Indian batsmen. Or hopefully. Wide? Yes. That's one of the downsides of Jones holding the ball in what we call the traditional or conventional manner. The control. He just loses it a bit.
He has a little bit of pace though. And he's getting that movement. And that's what you need to get good players out. The cautious approach would be to, of course, bowl seam across, but not the right way to learn.
Nelly took out the short extra cover. I think it might be the captain, Romain. It was struck so fiercely, yes. He had half an eye on trying to stop it, and then at the last moment decided evasive action was better.
Sometimes it's just a shot. Just a shot and you know you're back. You know that you're in form. They don't come any better than that. Hit on the up. Hit fiercely and still. Would have rattled you even if you were standing at a short cover.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Verinder Sehwag has played a couple of drives off Jones, and quite predictably, he's tried to pull his length back so he won't continue to be driven and just drift down the leg side with the short fine leg.
It's beautifully played. The player of Sevak's ability, class, call it what you like, he doesn't really have to go looking for the loose ball. He just has to trust himself. Delicate touch. His partnership's building. But now it's back to the next delivery. And just approaches in exactly the same fashion, mind, as he approached the last deliveries. Head still. Full face of the bat. And he can hit him pretty hard through there.
Some problems here for Jones, but Sehwag is in good form. The last ball of his over was driven for 4, and now 3 consecutive boundaries in addition to a wide in this over. He's under pressure because he's been driven, he's been nudged down the leg side, and now he's been cut. Can he take pace off the ball to Sehwag? Can he change up his pace in order to try to deceive the batsman? He's only young, he's 17, he's up against an experienced campaigner who's looking for form, looking to make an impact in the World Cup. Is the keeper going to stay up? No. Might be a wise move. Good comeback.
And exactly what you want to see in the batsman as well. Not trying to make something out of nothing. Playing the ball completely on its merits. It's easier said than done. Sometimes playing weaker opposition, whether they be teams or bowlers or whatever, takes as much care, well, it does take as much care as taking the stronger ones. Well, a single missed there. Ganguly not responding. But that's what you, 3 boundaries, rotate the strike. And there's an easy one here.
Brilliant shot. 17 runs off the over. The first power play is complete, 63 for 1. Terrific over for Sehwag and for India. Even at a run rate of 6.3 over the first 10 overs of the power play, the second power play has been taken. Man down. So Ganguly receiving some treatment. He's done a great deal. He's only 11 of 21 balls. Obviously done something to his back. Maybe the reason why he didn't take the single.
Yes, could be the reason. Power play is taken. And yeah, stiffness, maybe a slight disc problem. And there's that catch and the celebration. The catch was brilliant, but I think the celebration was better than that. Sehwag, busy back.
Bermuda won the toss this morning, and quite predictably and quite rightly chose to field first. There has been movement. It will happen because you're starting a little bit earlier here at the Queen's Park Oval. 9:30 a.m. these games start here in Port of Spain. Sehwag has weathered the storm, 43 with 10 fours. There's only been one single and one double in his innings, so I don't think he's broken sweat, certainly not from jogging. Ganguly's back on his feet. It's gone along slowly.
It's a luxury that you're afforded when you're at the other end from an inform or in the Sehwag. The critical thing for India is the figure in the left-hand column, 63, 10 overs. They need to score, say 350. That would help their run rate. They will win this match, but they need to take a very good run rate out of it. The slip comes out. Sehwag, you can see he's concentrating. You can see that this is important to him, that it matters. He won't be thinking about, he'll be thinking about carrying on. 100. A really big score. If Verinder Sehwag bats 40 overs, he'll be closer to 200 than 100.
What is his personality like?
He's a wonderful, wonderful person to work with, along with a lot of his colleagues. The thing about his batting, when he's playing well, is he's fearless. John, I see the ball, I hit it. And if he's playing like that, head still, he generally does.
You have to appreciate the work that Kevin Hurdle has done in comparison to his bowling in the first match against Sri Lanka. He had a 14 ball over early up. He struggled with a lot more no balls than he has struggled today so far. Struggled with direction. Today he slowed down his approach a touch. His run up is what I mean. It's more controlled, almost careful. But his line to both left and right hand has been very good. Never easy bowling. And having to adjust in the middle of the power plays, in the middle of the action with a left-hander, then they get a single. Sehwag hasn't done that much, having to adjust the line to the right-hander and get that swing and hit the right length. It's almost just an amble today. Very careful, very meticulous, very studied approach. So therefore no great pace, but better control with lovely wrist position and good movement. You have to move it at that pace, I think. Otherwise you're in trouble. And as soon as we talk too much about it, he delivers a wide.
Yes, but if we look at it again, you'll see on his delivery how he tries to generate just